أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين سيما الإمام المنتظر الحجة الثاني عشر روحي وأرواح العالمين للتراب مقدمه الفداء أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي زدني علما صدق الله العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, I hope everyone is well. And I think you should be able to unmute yourself as well. I'm going to start lesson number 2. However, I know someone said there's something pending from the previous lesson. Inshallah, I'll come back to that once I finish lesson 2, because it's been a while. We spent about 4 weeks on lesson 1, so I think you probably want a fresh breeze as well. So I'm going to start lesson 2, and then inshallah I will come back to finish off that small exercise, which is outstanding. Now I'm just going to share screen now. I think last week the exercise we did, inshallah, I hope that helped everyone and to understand in 9 sisters. Now I'm going to start lesson number 2, which is going to be beneficial for everyone, inshallah. Now, in lesson 2, what we are going to cover now is, let's make it bigger. Okay, I'm going to use examples and teach via examples, right? Can I request Sister Sakina to come on the mic? Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
You know why I chose you?
Because you didn't pick me last week.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, so that's the reason. Okay, now, and also I just help yourself, just see if everything's fine with yourself so that I know exactly where everyone is. Now, this lesson now is going to teach us about how to make a sentence negative. So, for example, if you see over here, we say Hamidun Talibun. So Hamidun Talibun, what would be the translation of this sentence?
Hamid is a student.
Hamid is a student. So if we want to say Hamid is not a student, we actually use the particle harf, or which is called laysa. Laysa is the actual particle. It's not even a particle, it's a verb, but it's called a verb which enters in a nominal sentence, and it changes the meaning to not. If we said Hamid is not a student, we bring laysa. So what we can say, for example, we can say laysa Hamidun Taliban. So like what did inna do? If we had inna in the beginning of the sentence, how would we read that, Sister Sakina? How would you say surely Hamid is a student?
Inna Hamidan Talibun.
So, Inna Hamidan Talibun. So here, when inna comes, the ism or the mubtada becomes the ism of inna, and Hamidun becomes mansub with a fatha tanween, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
And Talibun becomes?
The khabar inna, but it stays the same.
Yeah, it stays marfu, correct. Now with the laysa, they've actually brought over here Hamidun laysa bi talibin. They've actually brought a preposition with the khabar of laysa. So Hamidun laysa bi talibin. Hamid is not a student. So because they have brought a preposition, the preposition is acting on the ba of bi talibin, not laysa itself. Physically, laysa is not changing the harakat. If the ba wasn't there, then it will be Hamidun laysa taliban. So what laysa does, it does the opposite action as inna. What does inna do? What does inna do again, sister? Just remind everyone so it clarifies for everyone.
Inna makes the ism mansur, so it takes a fatha.
Yep.
And so then laysa does the opposite and it affects the khabar.
Correct. So how would that be then? So when it does the opposite, explain to the class with the example. For example, if we say at-tullabu sigharun, if you want to say the students are not small, how would you say that?
So if we say at-tullabu sigarun and then if we add laysa,
yep,
at-tullabu laysu sigaran.
Excellent. Sigharan, excellent. So this is what it does. The ism of laysa becomes marfu and the khabar becomes
mansub.
Mansub. Excellent. That is a whole lesson. We're going to learn nothing else. So that is what we're going to practice. Now, what I would like you to do, I would like you to read. Points to remember, and then I'll start the lesson. Yes, Sister Najma.
Assalamu alaikum. Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, when you say that, like first one, Hamidun laysa bitalibin. Yeah, it's
right.
Because of the B we got harful jar. Yeah,
yes, that's right.
That's okay. But if we say Hamidun laysa taliban,
correct.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Is it the same?
It's the same meaning again. Hamid, laysa, taliban gives the same meaning across as well. There's no difference at all. So only thing is that when you say Hamid, laysa, taliban, the fatha tanween on the ba is visible, being the khabar of laysa. But when it's a preposition which is coming before the khabar bi talibin, even though it's harf jar and majroor, this noun in position wise, it's mansub. Position wise, even though visibly it gets a kasrat tanween because of harf jar, but it is laysa. Laysa is the owner of this whole sentence, so it takes the ownership, and we will call it. This is visibly harf jar and is majroor, but it is situated in the place of mansub for being the khabar of laysa as well. Even though physically it gets a kasrat tanween, but we say it's positioned in the place of mansub for being the khabar of laysa.
Okay.
That's what he said. So even though, because as you remember in previous lessons as well, we did that some words in the Arabic language are indeclinable. You remember that? And we said, even though they're indeclinable, their different situations are not visible. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Same which happens with this. Even though harf jar is entering on talib and it's changed the harakat, but laysa is the one who is changing the whole sentence's meaning, and it's the one which is acting in the ism and the khabar.
Okay.
I hope I made myself clear there.
So laysa is a verb, yeah?
Laysa is it's called a defective verb in English. It's called a defective verb. So this defective verb, it enters only nominal sentences. Okay. Meaning, when I mean a nominal sentence, it means mubtada and khabar. That's what it does, and it gives the meaning of not.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask something, please?
Yes, go ahead.
So if we start the sentence with laysa, can you start the sentence with laysa?
Yeah, you can have laysa in the beginning.
Okay, so if you start with laysa, then the word which comes after it will be marfu.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, okay. And then its khabar will be mansub, right?
Correct, correct.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So what's happened? Okay, the only thing is that, okay, I'll do that later. There's something else which I want to mention, but I'm going to leave that for a moment at the moment. So let's read, and then I'll start the lesson. So sister, Sakina, can you read the points to remember, and let's start the lesson now. Bismillah.
In this lesson, we learn the following. Laysa, it means is not. It is used in a jumlatun ismiya, so a nominal sentence. For example, al-baytu jadidun, so the house is new. This becomes laysa al-baytu bi jadidin, the house is not new. Note that B is added to the khabar and it is therefore majroor. After the introduction of laysa, the mubtada is called ismu laysa and the khabar is called khabar laysa. The feminine of laysa is laysat. For example, Zainabu maridatun, Zainab is sick, becomes laysat Zainabu bi maridatin, Zainab is not sick. For example, as-sayyaratu qadimatun, the car is old, becomes laysat as-sayyaratu bi qadimatin, the car is not old. Note that in the second example, the sukoon of laysat has changed to kasra because of the following al. So it becomes laysat as-sayyaratu, becomes laysat as-sayyaratu.
Just because of joining it onto the, because of the definite article alif lam, and is a shamsi letter, so you change the sukoon to a kasra just to join it and to read it more fluently and continue the reading itself. That's the only reason why.
Okay. The forms of laysa with other pronouns are mentioned in example 3. In laysatu bi muhandisin, the pronoun tu is the ismu laysa and bi muhandisin is the khabar laysa.
Excellent. So laysa itself, now let me mention also, laysa is a, as I said, it's called in English, it's called a defective verb, and in Arabic, it's called fi'l naqis. Fi'l meaning verb, naqis means defective. Why someone hasn't asked me this question, but I'll mention this. The reason why this is called a defective verb, it does not have present tense and it does not have imperative. It only comes in the past tense form. So that's the reason why it's called a defective verb. There are other things as well about laysa. What qualities does it have? I will talk about that later, but at the moment, just understand laysa, it has only one tense, past tense, and it's, let me show you them as we're reading that. Give me 2 seconds. So if you see over here, you have lasta, anta lasta, antum lastum, anti lasti, antunna lastunna, ana lasto, nahnu lasna. So these are, it has 14 forms, but these are some of the forms which the book has mentioned itself for you. Okay, so it has all 14 forms.
Can I ask you something?
Yep.
You know, you just now said that laysa is past tense, yeah?
Yes, correct.
But then why it is like it is said that it is not, it is, when we are translating, the house is not new.
Yes, so the reason why, because laysa is coming in the meaning of not. And
Not.
that's it. It's given the meaning of laysa as not, and the house is not. So it enters, the whole function of this is trying to, as normally verbs don't act into nominal sentence, but this verb is a defective verb and it acts in nominal sentences to give the meaning of a negation in the present tense form.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So there is laysa, which is in the present tense form of not, and there's another particle which gives the meaning of was. Inshallah, we'll do that later. which if you want to say, for example, Hamid was a student, Hamid was a student, in the past tense, we add something else. I'll mention the word just passing by, Kana. If we add Kana, that Hamid is a student, Hamidun talibun. If we add Kana in the beginning, it will change it to the meaning of Hamid was a student. And if you want to say Hamid is not a student, you add laysa. The action of laysa and laysa gives the meaning of not, and kana gives the meaning of was. But the harakat of laysa, how laysa works and kana works, are exactly the same, meaning that the ism of laysa is marfu and the khabar of laysa is mansub. Kana does the same thing as well. Is that clear so far? Laysa gives the meaning of not, kana gives the meaning of was. I'm not going to teach was today, but I'm just passing by.
Molana, is that kana is kaf and noon?
Kaf, alif, noon.
Kaf, alif.
Yeah, kaf. Inshallah, I will teach this later, but I need to teach each of these different particles and this different grammatical alteration of the meanings gradually. So I'm going to teach laysa, which is not, and then inshallah I'll teach kana later. Right. Let's continue, sisters. Sakina, note that where the form of laysa.
The forms of lay.
We can also say this one here.
We can also say ana lastu bi muhandisin. Here ana is mubtada and the sentence lastu bi muhandisin is khabar. This sentence is made up of ismu laysa and khabar laysa, as we have seen earlier. Note the following. Ana mudarrisun, so I am a teacher, becomes lastu bi mudarrisin. Ana minal Hindi, I am from India, becomes lastu minal Hindi, so I am not from India.
Excellent. Is that clear for you, sister?
Yeah, that's clear. So you don't just have to use be. If it's any pronoun, we use like min in this example.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So that's that. And then if the khabar of laysa is prepositional clause like min al Hindi, it does not take.
If the it does not take be, so you do not say lastu bi minal Hindi.
Exactly. So if you have ba, you don't need min. One of the prepositions is sufficient. You don't have to add both of the preposition ba and min together. Only one is suffice. Clear?
Yeah.
We have
seen in books 1 and 2 that if the mubtada is indefinite and the khabar is a prepositional clause, the mubtada comes after the khabar. For example, li ikhwatun, I have brothers. With laysa,
just 1 second, Sister Sakina. I have brothers. Where is the subject? Where is the predicate?
So the li is the khabar.
Excellent.
The ikhwatun is the subject.
Why? Why is ikhwatun delayed?
Because it is indefinite.
What does that mean?
So it doesn't have al.
Excellent.
It comes after.
Yeah, so this is a ruling. Whenever the mubtada is indefinite, the khabar precedes it just to confine the subject itself. Absolutely correct. Continue, Jazakallah. With laysa.
With laysa, this sentence becomes laysa li ikhwatun. I have no brothers.
Okay, now does everyone, now I need to repeat, next lesson I'm going to do a lesson about subject and predicate. Now, all of the rulings of subject and predicate remain intact. They are still followed. So what can come as subject, what can come as a predicate, they all remain intact when they are also being used, or when the mubtada and khabar is coming with laysa and inna. So whatever is the criteria for a subject and the khabar, all of them are still being used and will still continue to be used when even laysa and inna come in the sentence itself. So for example, we spoke about earlier that if the subject is indefinite, then the predicate, the khabar, comes before it, that li ikhwatun. So when we add laysa, we don't say because of laysa, we change around or alter the actual subject and predicate. Whatever the ruling of the subject and the predicate is, we still follow them, regardless of laysa and inna. Have I made myself clear there? Uh-oh. What's happened? Everyone's quiet.
Yes, yeah, this makes sense here.
So here we add laysa, li ikhwatun. So laysa is been added to li ikhwatun, I have brothers. We add that, and the ruling of the khabar and mubtada is still followed itself, and it's observed in the sentences itself. Continue.
Sorry, Sheikh, I just wanted to confirm one thing.
Yes.
So in li ikhwatun, li is the khabar and ikhwatun is the mubtada.
Correct. That's what we've been trying to explain. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, that's fine. So li is the khabar of laysa and ikhwatun is the mubtada of laysa. This is Sakina. Bismillah, continue it.
Okay. So if inna is added to a sentence like li ikhwatun, it becomes inna li ikhwatan. Here ikhwatan is mansur because it is ism inna and li is khabar inna.
Excellent. 3 and 4.
So Bilal ibn Hamidin. Bilal, the son of Hamid. In a construction like this, the alif of ibnu is omitted in writing and the preceding word loses its tanween.
That's quite straightforward. So whenever it comes in the middle, we drop the alif and it becomes Bilal ibn. That's fine. Number 4.
Manil akhu literally means who is the brother. It is a polite way of asking a stranger who he is.
Excellent. Brilliant. Now, can you choose the next student to come on the mic?
Can I just ask a question? So you
Yes.
know if you have inna certainly, what if you have like inna and then laysa followed after each other? So for example, in the sentence you have I do not have brothers, but if I want to say certainly I do not have brothers, then how would that affect, what would take priority, like the inna or the laysa, or
So
not work?
So if, for example, hypothetically, what will happen then is that if inna came first, then laysa came. Laysa is the closest thing to the words itself, so that will take precedence itself.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So if you had inna at the beginning and then laysa and some nouns together, laysa will take the ownership of the sentence, and then we will work out whether it's going to be the khabar of inna or whatever it's going to be itself.
Okay.
Okay. It's a good question you've asked, and I'll try to figure out some examples from the Quran where inna and laysa comes, whether there's any examples, and I'll share it you in the group. Okay. I'll see what I can find for you.
Okay.
Okay. Vocab. So can you choose someone for the vocab, Sister Sakina?
Yes, Sadiqa Jafar.
Sister Sadiqa Jafar.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Vocabulary.
Likaun, meeting.
Correct.
Ana masrurun bilikaika. I'm happy to meet you.
Excellent.
Jayyadun.
Jayyidun means good.
Good. Jaybun, pocket. Nahrun, river. Barkiyatun, telegram. Masrifun, bank. Maktabu Baridi.
Maktabul post office.
Post office.
Right. Okay, let's start the lesson with me, sister Sadiqa. Let's go back. Right. I'm gonna read with you, sister Sadiqa. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Lesson Dars al-Thani, the second lesson. Hisham, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bilal, Bismillah, read.
Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Kaifa haluka ya akhi? Minal akhu.
Manil akhu.
Manil akhu.
Translation?
Alaykum salam
Yep.
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That's fine. Leave it as it is. Start from Kaifa haluka.
How are you, O brother? Man akhu. So how would I say man?
Manil akhu. Who is the brother?
Who is the brother?
Yeah. So it means literally who is this person?
Okay. How are you, brother? Who is this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hisham. Ana mudarrisun jadidun bil jami'ati. I am a new teacher at the university. Just one second. Sister Sadiqa Asari, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Sister Sadiqa Asari, I've got a question for you. Ana mudarrisun jadidun. Now tell me in this sentence, what relationship jadidun has with mudarris?
One is mubtadan. And
I am a new teacher at the university. So look at the mudarrisun and jadidun. Both of them are sharing the same harakat.
Yeah.
So and look at the English translation. I am a new teacher. So when you say I'm a new teacher, what information is it providing?
Yeah. So the relationship is one of mubtada and khabar.
Ana mudarrisun is mubtada khabar, correct. But when you say a new teacher, is it given any description?
Yes, an adjective.
Where is the adjective?
Jadidun.
Excellent. And what is the criteria in the Arabic language when the adjective comes? What does it follow each other in?
So the case endings.
Number one, case ending, correct?
They're both masculine.
Correct, masculine or feminine. Number two. Number three.
This singular.
And the number, correct?
And they're both indefinite in this case.
Yeah, that's right. So these are the four things which the subject and the predicate. So here, ana is the subject, and where is the khabar?
Mudarrisun.
Excellent. So ana, I am. So I am a new teacher at the university. So jadidun is an adjective for mudarrisun, and it's the khabar. Bil jami'ati is a preposition related to mudarrisun jadidun, which is the khabar together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Brilliant. I'm going to ask you another question. Ismi Hisham. My name is Hisham. Ana min al-wilayat al-muttahidati. I am from the United Kingdom. So what about here? Give me an example. What's happening here? Ana min al-wilayat al-muttahidati. So what type of relationship al-wilayat al-muttahidati has with each other? United
is it the same?
Kingdom.
Yeah. So is it the same relationship, just like mudarrisun and jadidun?
There is
no, sorry. This is mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Okay.
Or not?
No. I've actually. It's good that I'm teaching. It's good. Now.
Maybe it's not. Sorry, I was just looking at the case ending, so maybe it's not.
Okay, correct. So it's not. Maybe it's not, because also can the open question to everyone? Can the mudaf have alif lam?
Oh no, it can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now.
So it's the same mubtada and khabar.
No, sifa mawsuf. So ana is the subject, min al-wilayat al-muttahida is the khabar of ana, but wilayat al-muttahida, wilayatun is singular, wilayatun is plural, and muttahidati is singular. Why is this happening?
What does this word mean? What does that whole thing mean in English?
I am from United Kingdom.
No, but so wilayati means united or kingdom?
Wilayat means kingdom.
Yeah.
Muttahida means united.
Okay.
So there was a ruling which we did in book 2 where we learned where we learned that when we have plurals, do you remember let me remind you, there was a ruling which we did when we have plurals of non-rational nouns, plurals of non-rational plurals for غير عاقل, meaning for things, objects, and so forth. When they have adjectives, the adjectives will come in the singular feminine form.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So wilayat is a plural, non-rational. So the adjective will come in the singular feminine form.
Yeah.
So muttahida is the adjective for wilayat, but it's not coming in the plural formats. What would be the plural format for muttahidati?
Muttahidati.
Is that correct, Sister Sadiqa Asaria? What Sister Nobia said?
It sounds correct. Yeah.
Why does it sound correct?
Because of the alif and the
Fine.
flat.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Yeah. Remember, I mentioned this in the other class on Sunday as well. Whenever you have a mim al dhamma and a ta marbuta at the end, if you want to make the plurals, you just remove the ta marbuta, replace it with an alif and a flat ta.
Yeah.
Correct. Thank you ever so much. Does that help you to recap?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Sister Sadiqa, can you read the next sentence? Bilal.
Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bika ya akhi. Ahlan, welcome wa marhaban bika ya akhi. That's welcome again, isn't it?
Yeah, marhaba, correct.
Yeah.
Ana
masrurun bilikaika ana zamiluka.
correct translation.
Ana masrurun. I am masrurun. What does that mean?
I am happy meeting you.
I'm happy to meet you. Ana zamiluka. I am your colleague.
Yes, just one second. You know, in Ziyarta Ashura.
Yeah.
Not in Ziyarta Ashura. The word man sarraka faqad sarra Allah. Man sarraka. The word sarra, seen and ra with a shadda, means make happy. Sarra. Sarra yasirru surur. Surur means happiness or delight. And masrurun is the thing which makes you happy.
Okay.
So masrurun means happiness. Ana masrurun. I am happy. So ana masrurun bil liqa'ika is a phrase, I am happy meeting you. And ana zamiluka, I am your colleague. Perfect. Ismi
Bilal Lubnu Hamidin. My name is Bilal, son of Hamid. Amin Washington. Anta ya Hisham. Are
Right.
you from Washington or Hisham?
Excellent. Jazakallah. Now I'm going to ask someone else to read instead. Can I request who should I request? It's difficult always to choose. Sister Sadia, can I request you? Can you read from Hisham? La ana.
La ana lastu min Washington. No, I am not from Washington.
Correct.
Inni min New York. I am from New York.
Excellent. Just one second, Sister Sadia. Right. Sister Mukarram Awalji, can you come on the mic for a second?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Sister Mukarrama. Now it says, inni min New York. Surely I am from New York. Tell me, where is the ism of inna and where is the khabar of inna?
Ism is I, the ye.
Yep.
Inni, I.
Correct.
Min New York, from New York is the khabar.
Excellent. That's brilliant. Thank you ever so much. Sister Sadia, continue. Sister Sadia, unmute yourself.
Bilal, a Muslimun, Abuka ya Hisham? Is your father Muslim or Hisham?
Correct.
Hisham, la, no, huwa laysa bi Muslimun. He is not Muslim.
Jazakallah. Thank you. Can I request next on the mic, Sister Sukaina Rahim? Sorry, Sister Sukaina Khalfan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. I want you to read wa ummuka.
Okay, I need a, please, can I make a request? Can you make it a little bigger?
Yes, I can.
Wa ummuka, and your mother. A Muslimatun here. Is she Muslim? La here laysat bi Muslimatin. No, she is not a Muslim.
So where is the ism of laysat and where is the khabar?
She.
Yep, ta is
Okay, and then bi Muslimatin is I guess the khabar.
yeah, the khabar of laysat, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Next one, please.
Okay, you want me to do that?
Yeah, Bilalun. So Sister Sadia, you read Bilal and Sister Sukaina will reply to you. Sister Sadia, Bilalun.
Alaka abnaun ya Hisham? Have you any sons of Hisham?
Naam li sittatu abna'in. I have yes, I have 6 sons.
Sister Sukaina, why we cannot say sittu abna'in? Explain that answer for me. Why is it sittatu?
Sittatu. Okay, yeah. Okay, this abna'u is male, right?
Correct.
So because this is male, then that number comes in female form.
Excellent. That's
Yeah?
fine. That is right. So because the ma'du, the thing which is counted, is masculine, the number will come feminine.
Yeah.
And it's mudaf ilayh. Correct. And the final one, Sister Sadia, atullabun.
Are the students? La.
Atullabun hum, are they?
Students.
Correct. Sister Sukaina, can you answer Hisham?
Sorry?
Can you read La Hisham, the answer for Hisham?
Okay, sure. La hum laysu bitulabin. La hum. No, he is not a student, right?
Correct.
Bitulabin. So I guess he's asking him about the sons, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they're not students. Inna ba'aduhum, some are merchants, tujarun, wa ba'aduhum muhantun, and some engineers.
Just one question now. I'm going to ask this question to someone else. I'm going to ask this question to, who should I ask? I just need to think of which student I need to ask this question to. Sister Zamina, let me ask you this question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
And how's your mother?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay, now, question I'm going to ask you now. Over here now, is it inna ba'dahum tujarun? Explain to me in this sentence, where is the ism of inna and where is the khabar of inna, and what type of composition there is of construction?
So the mubtada is, the ism inna is ba'da. Oh, it should be, and so that's the ism inna, and it's a mudaf ilayhi.
Brilliant.
The hum.
And tujarun?
And that's the khabar inna.
And Correct. And وَبَعْضَهُمْ مُحَنْدِسُونَ. And what's happening here then?
So again, it should be ba'du, but because it's relation to the inna, it becomes ba'da, and then ba'dahum is mudaf ilayhi, and that's as the ism inna, and then muhandisuna is the khabar inna.
Brilliant. Now I'm going to ask the next question. Thank you ever so much for that, Sister Amina. Next question I'm going to ask related to this is going to be Sister Nobia. I haven't asked you a question yet.
No. Ji, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Sister Nobia. Now, inna ba'dahum tujarun. Surely some of them are merchants. So ba'da is mansub and the dhad has an alif, fatha. That's ism of inna. Tujarun is marfu. The dhamma tanween at the end. Can you see that? Tujarun.
Ji, yeah.
Now, this is the question I want to see how well you have been following the classes. Well, ba'dahum, and some of them, the fatha is visible on the dhad, which is mudaf ilayh. It's the ism of inna. Now, the word muhandisuna is the khabar. The question which I want to ask yourself, in tujarun, the dhamma tanween is visible, showing that it's the khabar of inna. In muhandisuna, how do we know muhandisuna is the khabar of inna from its harakat itself? I will mention one point to help you. Muhandisuna is the sound masculine plural.
Yeah. So waw noon.
What does waw noon do?
Waw noon represents the marfu state.
And excellent, mashallah, very impressive. How would you, okay, next question I will ask you now. So waw noon represents the nominative case.
Nominative case.
Yeah, rough case. How about nasb and jar?
With ya noon.
So what would it be?
Muhandisina. It will be muhandisina if it's a genitive or accusative case.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Thank you ever so much. And may Allah reward you that you kept that in mind, because I was wondering that if everyone remembered that. Did everyone remember that ruling? That the sound masculine plural, the waw noon represents the noun being, waw noon, even though it indicates upon plural, the same time it also indicates upon being in the nominative case halatul raf. And if it comes in the accusative nasab or jar, the waw noon will change to ya noon, and the scene will have a kasra, and it becomes muhandisina. Does everyone remember that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, bismillah. You're on the mic.
In this one, la Bilalu wa ummuka muslimatu hiya. The answer is Hisham says la hiya laysat bi muslimatin. So do we have to mention here? Can't we just say laysat bi muslimatin? La laysat bi muslimatin, because it means the same thing, I guess.
Yes, you can. Yeah. So there is. If you said la laysat bi muslimatin, is correct as well. So what they have done, they have. So when you say this is the thing which I was going to leave for next week, but you've actually asked. You've asked the question. You realize that something's happening here. So what's happening here? Here is coming just as a means of emphasis. No, she is not a Muslim. But if it's la laysat bi muslimatin, it's perfectly fine. When we have here as well, it's emphasis itself.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Good observation.
I have another question. Since she asked, if that laysat can replace the here, then is that badal? Can that be termed as a badal?
Well, in a sense, it
can replace that word she.
Yes, it can. Yeah, in that sense, it's a badal. But what happens is that pronoun. Yeah, in that aspect, yes, it is badal. That is correct. And as you know, normally, whenever you have pronouns, pronouns need to refer to something else, a human being. So here is referring back to the Muslimah itself. So yes, it's fine. You can term it as badal in that scenario. Any other question?
Sheikh, I have a question regarding badal now. So
Let me answer that question right at the end, because if I go on badal, then it's going to be a complete like, tangent itself.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, I'll take the question right at the end for the badal. So who is going to read? So ba'dhum, she read. So sorry, continue, Sister Sukaina. Inna ba'dhum.
Oh. Inna ba'dahum tujarun wa ba'dahum muhandisuna. So
Translation?
actually, indeed, some of them are merchants and some of them are engineers.
Excellent, thank you. Sister Sharabano, can you ask the next question, Bilal, to Sister Mukarrama?
Alaka banatun.
هشام نعم لي 5 بنات. Yes, I have 5 daughters.
Correct. Continue, please.
Mutazawwijatun hunna. Are they married?
هشام لا هن لسن بمتزوجات. No, they are not married.
Correct.
إنهم صغار. They are young. بعضهن في المدرسة الابتدائية. Some of them are in the intermediate school. وبعضهن في المدرسة المتوسطة. And some of them are in the secondary school.
Correct.
Alaka ikhwatun. Oh, sorry, were you?
Yeah, continue.
لا ليس لي إخوة. No, I do not have brothers. إن لي ثلاث أخوات. I have 3 sisters.
Muslimatun hunna. Are they Muslims?
نعم هن مسلمات والحمد لله. Yes, they are Muslims by the grace. Praise be to Allah. And praise be to Allah.
Excellent. Is that clear for everyone? This lesson.
Sheikh, Mutawassita is actually middle school or it's secondary school?
Mutawassit is middle school.
Middle school. And what about the Ibtida?
Ibtida means it means infant school. Yeah, infant or infant school.
Infant school would mean what?
Ibtidaiya means a nursery or infant school.
Okay. All right, great.
Okay, right. Quick question for everyone. Is this class now starting to help you in understanding the Quran? Like inna, of course, we have practice. Laysa is something which you've done now. But when you read the Quran, try to look for the ism of Laysa and the khabar of Laysa. Are you gradually seeing changes now when you're reading the Quran?
Yes, it is helping me to understand it a little bit better when I read.
Yeah, so because it is first lesson, second lesson, now we're on today. So inshallah, give me a few more sessions. Quran, you should inshallah gradually Quranic understanding, Quranic reading should be improved in reading and also understanding as well, inshallah. Any other questions from anyone? No? Okay. Let's ask Sister Sadiqa Asari to come on the mic. And Sister Najma Kanani? Sister Sadiqa Asari and Sister Najma Kanani, can you both of you come on the mic?
Yeah.
Okay, Sister Sadiqa, can you ask the question and Sister Najma Kanani will answer to you?
Min aina Hisham?
Hisham. Hisham min Washington.
Correct. Next one.
Min ayyi madinatin huwa?
Translation for that.
From which city are you?
From which city? Huwa. What does huwa mean?
Oh,
He. Yeah. So tell me here, Sister Sadiqa Saria, min ayyi madinatin. What relationship min ayyi madin, the word ayyi madinatin have with each other?
um,
The harakat is giving you the answer.
yeah, so because the harakat on the ya is a kasra, because of the min.
Correct.
So
And madinatin, why is it coming with kasra tanween? What? It's mudaf ilay.
yeah.
So ayyi, even though mudaf can come with a fatha, kasra or dhamma, depending on where it is situated, madinatin is coming with a kasra tanween because it is mudaf ilay. Min ayyi madinatin huwa, from which city he is from.
Okay.
Answer is, Sister Najma?
هو من ولاية المتحدة.
ولايات المتحدة.
ولايات المتحدة.
Yeah, excellent. Next one, number 3. Kam
uktan lahu?
ليس أخوة. ليس أخت.
Where does it say that?
Oh no. ثلاث أخوات.
له
ثلاث أخوات.
ثلاث أخوات. Correct. Now I want you to, Sister Sadiqa, Sister Jazakallah, I want both of you sisters to read 3 each of these answers and correct these mistakes. Sister Sadiqa, I want you to read the first 3, Asaria. The first, tell me which one is correct and which one is wrong. Number 3, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Hisham
min Washington.
Yep. Is that correct?
Yep.
Number 2.
Akhawatuhu muslimatun.
What does that mean?
Is it daughters or Muslim?
Sisters. Is it sisters?
Yeah, yes. So that's correct.
Number 3.
Banatuhu lasna bi mutazawwijatin. So yeah, so he's
What is the translation of that sentence?
Banatuhu. Sorry, I forgot what banatuhu means.
Daughters.
Yeah, his daughters are not married, so that's correct as well.
Correct. Jazakallah. Now, Sister Najma, 4, 5, and 6.
أبناؤه طلاب. It's not correct.
Correct.
Yeah. أمه ليست بمسلمات. That's correct. That's not correct. أبوه مسلم. That's correct.
Correct. Jazakallah. Right. Can we do this exercise starting from Sister Sakina? Can you do 2 of these, Hamidun and Tullabun, and then after Sister Sukaina, can you do the next 2? Then Sister Sadiqa Asaria, can you do 2? And then Sister Nobia Askari, do next 2. Go ahead, Sister Sakina.
Hamidun talibun. Hamid is a student. Hamidun laysa bitalibin. Hamid is not a student. At-tullabu sigarun. The students are small. At-tullabu laysu bi sigarin. The students are not small.
Sister Sukaina?
Amanatu tabibatun. Amanatu.
Aminatu.
Sorry, I can't even see it. So Aminatu tabibatun. Okay, so Amina is a doctor. They're both in the female tenses. Both of them have tamar botas. And Aminatu is a diptote.
No, it's not dipto. Bitabibatin.
No, I mean I'm talking about Aminatu.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's a dipto.
Yeah, because it's female.
That's right.
And Aminatu laysat bitabibatin. So she's not a doctor. Amina, she's not a doctor.
Right.
And then al-fatayatu mutazawwijatun. These youths are married. Is that it? Female youths?
Yeah, the female grows.
Huh?
The female grows.
Grows.
Yeah, al-fatayatu, it's females. The
Yeah,
female,
so
yeah.
the young girls are married.
Yep.
Okay. Al-fatayatu laysa I mean, the young girls are not married in this
Yep.
sentence.
Next person, Siddiqa Jafar. Siddiqa Jafar?
Yeah. Anta kabirun. Are you big? Laysat lasta bikabirin. I am not big.
Correct.
Antum jududun. Are you new?
Correct.
Lastum bijududin. No, I am not new.
Excellent. Next one, Sister Nobia Askari.
Anti fakiratun. Are you poor? Female. Lasti bi fakiratin. No, I'm not poor.
Right.
Antunna mujtahidatun. Are you all hardworking females?
Right.
Lastunna bi mujtahidatin. You all females are not hardworking.
Excellent. Next person, Sister Mukarrama, can you come on mic?
Ana mudarrisun. I am a teacher. Ana lastu bi mudarrisin. I am not a teacher. Nahnu tullabun. We are students. Nahnu lasna bi tullabin. We are not students.
Excellent. MashaAllah. Thank you ever so much. Is that clear for everyone?
Like when we were saying anta fakirun, why were we saying are you? Is that a question?
Sorry, that's correct. Anta fakiratun, you are. Not are you, you are. You are poor.
Okay.
Correct. That was just a mistake.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, I want everyone, please do the homework, do the lesson, write the lesson out, translate the lesson, and do complete lesson exercise 4, 5, and 7. 7 and 8. So that please send these lessons across to me, and I will have a look at these exercises, because now every lesson will teach you new concepts about Arabic grammar, how to make past tense, or how to make negative command, how to make an emphasis sentence, how to make a negation sentence, and so forth. So please, can everyone do the homeworks and send it across to me, and inshallah I will go through it. Any questions from anyone? Okay, brilliant. Okay, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Allahumma kulli waliyika al-hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala aba'ih في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليل وأين حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتع فيها طويلا واجعلنا من أنصاره وشيعتك وجندك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم. I'll send another handout about Laysa as well, just for yourself to read through as well, inshallah. Okay, so it's Master Dua. See you same time next week as well, inshallah.
Maulana, I just wanted to ask you a question on page 7.
Page 7. Yep.
Number 2. Haza daftaru zu warakin mustar
Page number 7, yeah. Page number 7.
I don't understand. I go up to this. On this table, there's a book.
So
Warakin paper, but what is musattarin mean?
okay. Hada daftaru.
Yeah, on this table.
This note, hada daftar, this notebook, dhu waraqin musattarin means dhu waraqin means lined paper. Musattar means lined. So sattar means line, and musattarin thing which is lined paper.
Okay.
This notebook has lined is lined paper. Has lined paper.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you ever so much. Jazakallah. So iltimas dua. Inshallah. See you the next time, same time, and please. I'll give you some examples from the Quran about Laysa as well, so that you can familiarize yourself with Laysa in the Quran, inshallah.